wanted to talk about a construction project happening on the Greenway this summer. The gardens across from the Haymarket Hotel site, so on the south side of Hanover Street, will be entirely reconstructed. This will be easier to envision when this, no pressure. They'll still be small on that screen, but we can look at them. So in 2014, we did a community process where we worked with a garden designer to help us rethink the Boxwood beds on the west side of the two North End parks on the Greenway. Those were originally overplanted, so the Boxwoods themselves at twice the cost have been choking each other out from day one. Also, there are a bunch of there was a contaminant in the soil, so there was an invasive weed that has been choking out the plants there. So in 2015, we entirely redid the gardens on the north side of Hanover Street, what we call the Northern Boxwood Garden. And we now have a major gift from the Lynch Foundation, Peter Lynch, to redo the gardens on the southern side of Hanover Street. And so we have some pictures that'll, if you're walked around out there much, you know that it looks really nice on the northern side of Hanover Street and really not on the southern side. And so the southern side is, it's about twice as big, and it has a different grade. And so it won't be just sort of a mirror image of the gardens on the other side, but very similar. So we've gotten great feedback on the northern gardens, and we're bringing that kind of care to the southern gardens. They will be named for Carolyn Lynch. Peter's wife she died extremely suddenly in 2015. She was an avid gardener, and she went from healthy to diagnosis to dead in 10 days. So yeah, pretty shocking. And so they are endowing funding this project and endowing the ongoing care of the gardens. In addition to the gardens, we will be adding some lighting. That's an area that is pretty well lit, but they're overhead lights. And we'll be adding some lighting in the garden at kind of a pedestrian scale. And so the benches that are there on the stone dust paths will all have an underlighting now, which I think will help make the area a little bit more inviting in the evening and a little less inviting to some of the things that might occur there otherwise. In addition to the Boxwood renovation and the lighting, we also the little plaza areas that are, if you're familiar with it, when you come down the ramp, this is a very nice image that Matt Conti took of the northern gardens after renovation. In those little plaza areas, we will add some furniture and planters. So think sort of tables, chairs, umbrellas, a little bit of greenery, so that if you are there with your kids running in the fountain, or you are there for a picnic on the lawn, there's a little bit more shade and seating in the area. All of this.
So Jesse, just stop it. I just want to make sure I get my bearings right. So that's the north side of the Kennedy Greenway.
So let's go back to the overview image in case. Okay, so here, although so Hanover Street. Here are the two Greenway parks. The northern Boxwood Gardens were redone in 2015. It is the southern Boxwood Gardens that will be redone. We took bids from contractors. It's about a $500,000 project. We are evaluating those bids now. We will select the contractor, and they will remove all of the plants there, let it lay fallow for a little while so that the weeds can grow back up, and then they can be ripped out again. And then it'll be replanted, and the intent is to have all of this done by 4th of July. So we need the spring planting season. In terms of the park impact, it will mean that those gardens are behind a fence from March, April through sometime in late June. So I have some more images here, but rather than try to show a snippet of them, it seems better to just see if there's any questions.
Did you mention how much is the endowment and how much will it cost?
So it was a $1.4 million gift. The endowment is about half of that, and design and construction is about the other half of that. We got a little bit to see how the bids come in on all these things, but should be that.
So your ballpark at construction cost, you think it's about $78,000.
So the construction cost plus the design plus purchasing the furniture. We're excited because there really is few places in the park where you get quite the before-after type of condition here, right? Really nice on the north side of the street where we did it, and really not so nice on the south side of the street where original plantings have just failed for a couple more years. So should be great. Should be great. We're excited. Third biggest gift the Greenway Conservancy has ever received. Nice that it's occurring right here in the north end.
So given you're doing the south side, what's the longevity of the north side? Is that going to yield?
Yeah. I mean, gardens are living things, so things evolve. But I mean, the design there, I think, has been both popular and successful. Don't see any problems with that or any reason why it should be any significant work anytime soon. Yeah.
Somewhat unrelated question. The extremely popular swinging benches, are they gone forever, or will they be making?
The swinging benches, so for those who have a little bit more history, we, in 2015, also installed these wonderful swinging benches that, because they were attached to an existing pergola structure, they had to be governed so that they wouldn't crash into the back, and they wouldn't swing out and hit people walking through, and somebody, it appears, had the great idea to, there was sort of a regulator on it, right? So they wouldn't go too far either way, and somebody was maybe frustrated with that. And so then they had to be all removed and re-engineered, and it's been quite a process, but, this isn't really wood, I need some wood somewhere, but it seems like they will also be back this spring. We've had a bench with sandbags on it at a manufacturer that's been swinging for a long time, and it seems like it's okay. So I think they have been purchased and should be reinstalled this spring, finally.
Regulated or free swing?
No, they won't be free swinging because they would crash into things, but they have a much more substantial regulator so that if somebody gets frustrated and really tries to give it, they will stand up more.
So just like David, related, again, somewhat off topic, there was a nice tree in that southern part.
Yeah.
That gave all of the families who went to Springfield shade, especially kids, parents and babies. But apparently it was hit by lightning a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, hit by lightning twice.
Okay.
And so it was removed and we replanted it. I mean, it is a smaller tree because it was just replanted, but there is one back where
There is one.
And as you said, it provided shade, which is part of the thinking about kind of activating those plazas with chairs and umbrellas is we need to add a little bit more shade back there. Not just because the tree's gone, but because there are plenty of people that like laying out there sunbathing and plenty of people that don't.
Right, yeah. But it is a beautiful asset in the city. It's just gorgeous.
I'm glad everybody's doing it. I'll be here to hear Ford's presentation. Grab me if you have other questions. Thanks. Thank you so much.